Hopefully the
Does
sound
your
is better.
does your camera automatically go to your smiley face when you get out of camera range?
It's when I turn off my video
Okay. Why do you turn off your video?
because I didn't want you to see me reaching like this.
It'd be entertaining.
You think it might end up on a t-shirt?
I know my audience. Welcome to the Be Suburban podcast with your host, Jeff.
Joe,
Mark,
And Riley.
each episode we will discuss topics related to bourbon.
as well as anything else that pops into our head.
Because after all, we don't know Jack.
On a more serious note, if you have a friend or loved one who has a drinking problem,
Please know there are resources available to help you.
Always drink responsibly.
it's episode 10. Can you
Actually,
believe
it's
it?
Wait.
Jeff?
I thought we had this conversation. Is
All right,
it
it's the
10? Is it 11? It started at 00. I am not good at math.
Yeah, we started it with Robert Parrish, 00.
Mm.
And then that was our introductory, and this will be episode 10. And we actually have is it 00, 1, 2. Remember bourbon math, Jeff,
Good idea. Good idea.
the sales guys with a calculator.
That's right. It's figuring out percentages. So anyway,
What's my,
welcome.
what's my
welcome back.
commission?
Right. That's all I want to know. Welcome back to the Be Suburban podcast, episode 10. I'm Mark.
I'm Joe.
I'm Jeff.
And I'm Riley.
There we go. A couple more episodes, we'll have this really down pretty good. Thank you all for tuning in, watching, listening. We're glad that you've stuck with us this long. We hope that we continue to give you some decent content and some entertainment with each episode.
And for those of you who don't know and Jeff, we have social media. We've got both an Instagram and a Facebook page.
Mm-hmm. So, like I said, 5 more years, we're going to have a TikTok too.
Don't threaten us with a good time, Mark.
Yeah,
Everybody needs a goal.
That's right.
So, Jeff, work going good?
Work is delicious.
Great.
Traveling
Riley?
around, traveling around the
Riley?
traveling around the countryside, doing good things for good people.
Riley, your job going well?
Going great.
Yep,
Pushing
mine's
those
good.
fixins.
Joe?
Hey Joe, how about yours? How about your job?
Going well. Going very well.
Right.
So,
Glad to hear.
anybody?
Keep that up. Keep up that strong work.
Yes, there's somebody on this podcast that decided to hang up his, I don't know what you hang up as a PT.
I don't know, scrubs.
All right,
Did he
that
hang up?
too.
Did he hang up the stretchy thing?
Go stretcher. No,
Yeah.
actually pass that down to
So
the new generation of physical therapists.
how's retirement?
It's wonderful. Not gonna lie.
Are you day drinking a lot?
No, which comes as a surprise.
Really? You want to talk about it?
Off camera. No, it's good. It is. It's nice not to have to jam a lot of things just on the weekends. That's the biggest plus of it. If I have to go to the hardware store, I could do that on a Tuesday. If we want to go out to eat, we could do it on a Thursday night, and not worry about, finding a place. That's really kind of the biggest things. Yeah, highly recommend it.
And now sleeping in, do you mean getting up at 5:30?
I'm getting up at the latest I get up is 7.
We did
Wow.
catch a text from you at 4:15 Eastern.
Yeah, that was one day I just kind of woke up. I was like, okay, I'm up. So old habits die hard.
We thought about doing an intervention with you about the waking up at 4:15.
All right.
But we all decided to go back to sleep.
Excellent. Thanks. Appreciate all the support. That's the hardest thing. My sleep clock's still kind of unchanged. So
You know what might help with that? Bourbon.
Yeah, I was just going to say
why
drinking.
didn't I think of that? Oh, here I've been doing gummies, I've been doing melatonin, bourbon.
It's why you invited me here.
Oh, you guys are too kind to me.
That and you feel really bad for me. I have no friends.
No. So anywho, we do have a action pack episode or two out of this. We have a lot of good content for you. A couple of fun facts. We're going to do a live tasting, which should be a good time. And then I visited a distillery to talk about. Jeff's got a couple of tastings. Yeah, we're gonna expand your minds today on bourbon.
Oh, let's not promise. Let's not overpromise. Joe, do you have something for us? I believe. Oh,
Fun
it's at
fact.
the.
Fun
Oh, I'm sorry. Excuse me, everybody. It's at the end of the episode.
fun fact.
Fun
Says it
fact.
right there in the notes.
Yeah, the fun bourbon fact.
The answer's at the end of the episode.
The answer will be at the end.
Yeah.
The question is, and you have to go deep into the archives of the history of rock and roll. And this person's go-to bourbon back in the day was Rebel Yell. I will give hints later on,
All right.
but think about that. And I've tried to find it. I don't know that it's around anymore. So
I think
maybe
I had
that's
Well,
really?
Oh,
yeah, believe it or not, I think I had it. I'm pretty sure I had two versions of it at the Hong Kong airport years ago.
Or
cool.
what did you think?
I recall enjoying it.
All
All
right.
right. Well, we will we reveal the person's name at the end.
This one's going to be interesting.
Yeah, you have me here.
I'll throw a couple hints before the big reveal and see if the hints help.
All right.
Is that now or later?
No, that'll be later.
Later.
Okay.
I
Because
want you to
it's a tease.
focus.
It is called a
Yeah,
tease.
it's a
We want
tease.
people, no, we want people to stay tuned.
I'm going to write that down. Thank you for
Yeah.
telling me
Yeah, yeah. Take all these podcast notes.
that. All right.
Uh,
Is it time for tasting?
it's always time.
I think it's time. I have the Saint Augustine glass
Oh boy.
Oh,
I have my
that
Kentucky Buffalo Trace one.
that my good friend who is unemployed sent me.
I
See, I
think,
prefer to just call you unemployed.
well, considering he's
Well, it's
never
not-
been
It's
unemployed.
not inaccurate, but there's a little bit more delicate way of putting it. So anyway, back to the St. Augustine. That's also going to be talked about later on.
All right. So we are all going to sample New Riff Kentucky Straight Bourbon. It won a big thing.
It won the world, it was voted the world's best bourbon at the 2026 World Whiskeys Awards.
And it's in the sweet spot range of in the $40 range, which
Yep.
Yeah.
I think
I think
it's a target.
I got it at specs and it was about 43, 44 for me with tax.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's in that range. And I mean, I'm looking forward to trying it because the Green River that won the New York World Spirit Award, that I had on the last podcast, I actually waited to try that again until after the podcast was released because I wanted to see if I still liked it, and it is very good. So I am looking forward to this bottle.
I found ours, and I'm giving our shout out to the local West Newbury Market, and it's a little family-run grocery store in our neighborhood, but somebody there has a really good eye that they have a well-curated selection of craft beers, wines, and spirits. So just happenstance, I walked in there and just took a look at it, and son of a gun, there were a couple of bottles of New Riff there, which kind of blew me away because obviously we just talked about this. And I told the cashier, I said, hats off to whoever curates this. He said, thank you, I'll pass this along. Totally unexpected for a small little place. You'd expect a bigger place, Total Wines or like the New Hampshire state liquor stores would be your best bet, but there it was.
Huh.
So
Yeah, I did not see it at Total Wine.
Nor did I.
And there's here in the San Francisco Bay Area, there's a chain called Bevmo,
all right.
and they had it. And of course, I planned weeks in advance to pick up a bottle. So
You are
He got it.
you
He
are
got it last night.
wait.
That's-
Who actually went and picked it up?
well, I'll just say that my wife was out and about running errands, and she was kind enough, because she is a wonderful human, kind enough to offer to pick it up for me.
That was the kind of thing. So put it
And if
on
she
the
hadn't, I would have just had it delivered.
excellent.
Way to make an effort.
So
I
back
actually had to go to two specs to get mine. The smaller specs on the way home they didn't have it, but they had several bottles at the bigger specs
uh,
in Prosper, Texas. And actually I was talking to one of the guys there, and he's not a bourbon guy, but he says that a lot of the people at that specs have tried it and really enjoy it. So
Do they let you look up their inventory online at Specs?
no, but when I went to the first one, and because I went on the app and it said that they had it. And so I asked the guy, he said, and he looked it up at the other store and said they had 8 or 9 bottles.
nice.
So
This is bottled in bond, so it checks in at 100 proof. The mash bill for this is 65% corn, 30% rye, and 5% malted barley. I don't know if there's an age statement on this. Aged at least 4 years.
so
All
it's,
right.
yeah,
So
it's a younger bourbon,
it's a younger bourbon, but it's had some life in the barrel.
but these awards, they're blind tastings. So
Right.
yeah, it's not like, nobody knows what they're tasting. So to
Mhm.
win against the bourbons it's going against, is I might have a dog head. Oh, he took a left instead of a right.
All right.
We are dog sitting, so we've got a total of 4 dogs today.
My God, good for you. All dogs go to heaven. All right.
Riley, did the extra bottle that Mark bought for you, did it make its way up?
It sure did.
Oh, nice.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Very
Okay,
excited.
settle down, Mark. Don't be so angry. You've got anger issues in your retirement.
Yeah, I don't have an outlet for all my energies now.
Anyway, Riley, you're saying it did make its way to you, so great. I'm glad you're joining us today for the tasting.
All right, I'm gonna pour some out. Sounds like bourbon.
Yeah.
It's nice and dark.
Oh yeah, I like that. Very amber color.
Yeah. I was a little surprised with it being that young.
Mm.
By the way, thank you for moving the time so I wasn't having my bourbon for breakfast.
Well, you still kind of are, aren't you?
Right, aren't you a little bit?
I barely just finished breakfast.
Bourbon
It's
brunch.
brunch.
Hmm.
Mm.
I like it. Wow. It's thick,
Yeah.
some molasses taste, not a lot of bite. No, I'm trying to think. Am I getting a hug? No, I'm good.
I have a
No
little,
hug.
maybe just like a little pat on the back.
I got the spice on the back of my tongue.
Yep.
Um,
And is New Riff part of some bigger entity, or is it just an independent?
I think
excuse me. It is, yes, it is. And
New Riff Distillery.
I didn't do my homework on that, Jeff.
I'm happy to take a gander right now.
We can all look up
Also,
on the
too,
interweb.
the week that Joe sent us out this information on the New Riff, our former Quinnipiac classmate, Mark LaRoe, who is now living in Cambodia, sent me an email regarding this. And there was a clip from Food and Wine magazine. The title was the best bourbon under $40. And it was New Riff. And it talked about it's award winning. And it was just serendipitously the same week that Joe keyed in on that too. So shout out to Mark LaRoe, our international Beast of Bourbon listener,
Ooh,
follower.
Oh, I
And
like that. I think
spanning the globe.
we are
Yeah.
we are spanning the globe. We are multiple time zones.
No,
Hey,
it's called it. I think Mark, actually, I think it is its own distillery.
Yeah.
it is.
Mm.
So they were established in 2014, and in the second paragraph, we are independently owned by one family. So yeah, that's great. It's good stuff. I honestly never heard of it before. And I love that we're finding these, and look, everybody's going to have a list and, have different bottles on those lists, but I love that we're trying to target in the $40 range.
Yeah.
Right.
Boy, and that last sip, I really got the maple.
Yes. Thank you. I
Mm.
was trying to identify it. That was
Two interesting things about tasting that one I've learned about myself and one I'm trying. One in reading that Fred Menrick book.
Minnick.
Menrick, he tastes with his eyes closed often. Yep, as
Oh,
Not a boy. Oh, nice.
little plug for Fred. So I
So I'm
started
sorry, he
doing
takes,
that.
why does he, did he, I haven't read the book yet. Why does he taste with his eyes closed? Does he say?
Uh, he's trying to really focus on where like literally focusing on where the liquid is on his tongue.
Huh.
So it does help a little, but I find I need about half a dram to really start to get the flavor notes.
I'm
That,
glad.
that third sip that they talked about, that's not enough for me. So I find, half a dram I get more notes, you know, a full dram I get more. The second dram, I'm getting more, so let's go for a third dram.
At that point, you're wrecked.
Well,
I'm just I'm just happy to hear him talk about a dram and not half a bottle.
Right?
so
That's a step up.
um,
I just got a little bit of coffee
Huh.
out of this.
Oh, here's some coffee. Oh,
Um,
you mean in the bourbon. Okay, sorry.
in this.
Uh, Riley, what are you thinking?
I am getting vanilla big time after my third and fourth sip.
Mhm.
It's good. It's
yeah,
good.
it is very good.
Well done, New Riff. Well
Yeah.
done. This is a keeper.
And
So,
thanks to our international correspondent for finding the
Yep.
list.
yep. Hat tip to JR.
Mm,
Keep feeding us the good content information. So, the Beasts recommend
yes.
New Riff
Yeah.
Kentucky Straight Bourbon.
It gets 4 thumbs up.
4 thumbs up.
Well,
There's
technically,
four of us.
couldn't that be 8? That could be 8.
Well,
Again, hold on one sec.
Wait,
Let me
get the check on the math.
Where's the calculator? Oh, here's the calculator.
Check on the math.
more bourbon math.
Right. More bourbon math.
I didn't realize there'd be math today.
Right.
Jeff, there's always math.
Well, spoken as a finance person,
Yes.
yes.
So
Oh, that's very good. Great find.
Yeah.
I'm pleasantly surprised.
This is a keeper.
Yeah, I wouldn't say I worry, but I always think I'm buying an entire bottle. What if I don't like it? And then I
Yeah.
think, oh, I'll just give it away to somebody who comes to the house and says, "Oh, I really like this. Great.
Yeah.
Here you go." Right?
Oh, Jeff, you're so generous.
Or what you can do is put it on the back of the shelf for a few months and then try it again down the
That's
road.
true. That's true. I want to come up with a way, since my very significant other will do a mixed drink and I
Mm.
don't. I want to label the bottles for her that says, use this one to mix a drink with, right? One that I don't care for the taste, but it's going to be fine in a mixed cocktail.
Mhm. That's fair. Along with new finds, on our way home from Florida, we were stopped over in Saint Augustine for a couple of days. And just coincidentally, right next to our hotel was the Saint Augustine Distillery.
I didn't realize it was right next to the hotel.
It literally was right next to, is right adjacent to the parking lot.
How did
Did
that
you-
happen?
Yeah. Honey, this hotel's got a good
Yeah.
price. Let's go look at this.
I didn't know Expedia had a filter for hotels with a bourbon distillery in their parking lot.
Adjacent to a distillery.
I always think that every time I'm looking for a hotel when I'm traveling, it should tell me that there's a Starbucks in the lobby. So
Everybody's got different priorities, Jeff.
Yeah.
I'm a simple man.
And again, I'm retired, so the Starbucks
Oh.
isn't as important anymore.
It gives me hope that when I reach my goal of retiring, I will be staying at hotels next to distilleries.
Yeah, right. It was just a pleasant surprise to see it.
I know you're going to talk about the distillery, but I think, if I'm not mistaken, that somewhere outside Louisville there is a hotel out outside of Louisville where you're really close to a lot of distilleries,
Mm.
and they cater to people who are in town for bourbon tasting. So
Yeah,
maybe,
you're right. It's a boutique hotel.
yeah,
They've got bourbon concierge that'll set up your distillery visits
right,
and
yeah.
How about that for a job title? Bourbon concierge. I
If
can
you
think of
think
worse things.
if you think about it, we're kind of doing that for our audience.
yes,
Yeah, we are providing a service here.
we are bourbon concierge.
Yeah.
Oh,
So the
I should add that to my LinkedIn.
yeah.
Riley, get on that.
Poor, poor Riley. He has his whole career ahead of him. He has to behave.
Plenty of time to make a career change to bourbon
That
concierge.
is
So,
right.
Well, you will be the one that inherits all this
Yeah.
at some point. So
You'll you'll have all the
this
archives.
this will be your nest egg.
Well, to steal a joke from someone else, a lot of people have a will. This will be a won't. So,
Right. That's a great way
congratulations,
of putting it.
Riley.
That's an awesome way of putting it. Yep.
Hey, don't sell us short. I mean, we're not a whole lot different than the Smartless, other than we're not famous, good-looking actors and
We have a million
have
followers.
yeah, and have world famous guests on. But
Mm.
other than that,
We're right there.
I mean, it's like this.
We're right there. We are right there.
I'm not sure who's Jason Bateman.
Is he the shorter one? That'll probably be me.
Um,
I
I
don't know.
think,
They don't
yeah, I don't
stand.
know
They
their,
don't stand when they do their podcast. So I don't know.
yeah. No, I think Will Arnett's the tallest, but
Mhm.
I wouldn't bet on that.
I'm too lazy to look it up.
Anyway, so Mark, did you want to tell us about the distillery in Saint Augustine, Florida,
That's
that
a great
Yeah.
happened to be
segue.
right next to your hotel,
Yeah, that's
coincidentally?
the best segue going. Um, the distillery was founded in 2013. And again, it's a small, independently owned. I believe there were three friends that started it,
Huh.
and they worked in spirits and distilling in other places. And two of them relocated from the Northeast down to St. Augustine and connected with the third person who was living in St. Augustine,
Huh.
and they put it together. And it's housed in a building that was a former ice house for St. Augustine. And again, this is way before refrigeration, where they had these facilities where ice was shipped down from northern states during the winter and kept over time in this ice house for use for refrigerating food during warmer weather. In St. Augustine, Florida, you get warmer weather. So they had several of these ice houses around. This one has since been repurposed for this distillery. Um, the building itself was built in 1917, which is pretty cool. They offer guided tours as well as independent tours, and I took the independent tour. Um, and the people there, when they're going through the tours, the people that are leading tours or at these different kiosks with for information, they all go through a training to make them certified bourbon stewards, if you will. And I spoke to Jessie, who you'll see in one of the pictures there, that she actually, it was a couple hours worth of training, and they actually had to walk through the whole process of bourbon making as well as a history of St. Augustine Distillery and be able to answer questions and guide people on different bourbons. It was really kind of cool the process that they all had to go through to get to this point. The distillery also makes other spirits, not just bourbon. They make gin, they make vodka, they make rum from local sugarcane, um, and sidebar, and they have different tastings for all those also. And a sidebar to that, now I always of the mind that gin is the devil, and I will never put it in my mouth. But I was there, and the guy was looking at me to try the gin, and they make their gin with all their own. Uh, florals, if you will, or whatever it is. And the gin was good. Like
Huh.
it wasn't harsh, like it was really tasty. And if this is the only gin out there, I could get behind gin. Otherwise, I find it as tasty as turpentine. Um, so
Have
that
What
you
do
was
you
tasted? I'm curious. Excuse me. Have you tasted much turpentine in your lifetime?
a hard pass on that question, Jeff.
I was going to say, if you had answered in the affirmative, I would
Uh,
say that explains a lot.
there are stories behind that. But anyhow, um, yeah, so it was interesting to hear their processes of note. And again, along the sides of the tour, they had a sign there that most of the larger distilleries will make more spirits in 4 hours than this distillery does in an entire year. So it's small.
Wow.
It's
Yeah.
very boutique, if you will, very cared. I don't, it's not in a lot of, it's in stores, obviously in Florida, but not even down farther south in Florida. And I think maybe some Georgia.
Huh.
We went to a couple of restaurants in the area that we saw it in, but it's really pretty regional. And I imagine throughout the country, there's tons of these little regional distilleries.
Yeah.
They gotta be
I,
all over the place, you know?
yeah, I was just going to say, we've all found these little independent, smaller, right? And it makes me wonder. I think you all have read up more on what's happening in the bourbon in the whiskey industry, but I'm wondering if all these entrants that came in 10, 12, 15 years ago has contributed to some of the declines that are being seen in the industry, along with there's a whole shift of people drinking less.
Yeah, I think there is some of that, Jeff. It's interesting you bring that up because I was reading more about the trends, and I thought one expert in the industry or one of the distillers, he said something that actually I thought made a lot of sense. He said, "Yeah, the tastes have changed, and the demand isn't quite what it was before." But he said, "We have not predicted demands properly in the bourbon industry and the history of bourbon industry." And I kind of got a chuckle out of that because my business is cyclical. And we always try to get out ahead of the supply, the whole demand thing. And it's not easy to do. And so I thought, what, it probably is, to your point, you get all these little distilleries out there. They add to the inventory, and the demand has declined a little bit, but not that much that there should be 16 million barrels in inventory at the end of last
Right.
year in Kentucky.
Oh, was that the number?
Yes. I
So
think
that
I
16
think
million
that was on,
unsold.
yeah, that's like literally sitting in inventory they have to pay taxes on. If you go back and I think if you listen to episode 8, we talked about that.
Am I supposed to listen to these episodes? So confused.
We're just
You
excited
may
you
even want to
actually
follow us, Jeff.
you did homework. And
I
so
did homework. I sent visual proof
Yeah.
that I
Yeah.
read the notes. I
for
have the
for
bottle.
You were on your
absolutely
game. You
What's
for
were
that?
everybody at
on
home,
top of your game.
Jeff is the Beast of Bourbon Employee of the Month for April.
Correct. Correct. He's going to have his own parking spot. He'll get a free lunch at
Yep.
the cafeteria.
Very
Yep.
excited about that parking spot.
Yeah.
Yep. No, it's the world headquarters in Fernwood, Ohio.
Yep. But going back to the whole regional versus larger corporate distilleries, I think the thing with the smaller regional ones is that they actually have local following that maybe some of the larger ones don't have. And going to a distillery at these local ones is becoming the same as almost like going to a brewery for a lot of these places.
That
I
makes
mean,
sense.
New
Yeah.
here in the New England and in the Northeast, craft brewery is just that's a hangout. You go there with friends, you go for the afternoon, you bring board games, you can bring the family, you can bring the dog, you can watch some games if they have TVs. And other parts of the country don't have that, but they do have regional distilleries. And I think that's becoming a bit more of a thing.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
and
That
Riley,
makes
the one that we went to in Portland, that was next to
Oh yeah, hard shore.
Yes, and again, that's a place we could hang out. It's
Yeah.
built for that. They have tables there. You can order food at the place two doors down, and I think that's a way that small distilleries can make an imprint in the market, if you will. Not enough to make a blip against the larger companies, obviously, like InBev, but they have their market. They have their following, and they're going to be fairly loyal because it's kind of almost like your neighborhood distillery, if you will.
Right. Hey, Riley, what was the name of it?
Hard Shore.
HARD?
Uh-huh.
Hard Shore. Got it.
Yeah. They mostly
So,
do gin, but they do a
I'm
good
sorry.
bourbon too. They mostly do gin, but they have a great bourbon too.
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah, I can attest to that bourbon. It was really nice when we've had it.
And do any others that were in attendance, do they drink gin, or was it just the two of you driving that decision to go drink bourbon?
No, this is when Riley's parents came up, and
Oh,
we
nice.
went to dinner, and then we went across the street basically to inshore, high shore. I'm sorry, and
Yeah.
had some beverages there.
Yeah. There's I agree. And final point here is here on the other side of the continent. I live in the San Francisco Bay Area, and there's a town out on the coast called Half Moon Bay. And there's a really nice, small little distillery that had great food named Jetty Wave. And it's sort of like it sprung up out of nowhere. I think I found it at the bourbon tasting that I went to. And Mindy and I went out there for for drinks and for something to eat. We sat outside. It was great. So great point about it's similar to the breweries. I think
Yeah,
that's accurate.
I think that's a really strong, not going to say survival point, but a strong focus of these smaller distilleries to become more hyper local, if you will, more than anything else. Not looking to distribute throughout New England or down through southeastern U.S., but stay in our neighborhood and be good in our neighborhood.
Yeah, good
You know,
good
it's an
point.
interesting point, Mark, because while you're talking, I was starting to think about Whistle Pig and, going to
Mhm.
the tasting room and wondering how popular it is in Vermont, um, you know, being made in Vermont.
We'll have to go
I
back.
don't know the answer to it, but I
No,
just made me
that
wonder.
sounds like more research to me.
Yeah, quite possibly.
So back to St. Augustine, their signature bourbon is a Florida straight bourbon, which is produced from a mash bill of 60% corn, 22% barley, and 10% wheat. So these are wheated bourbons that they create. They also have a port finished one, and I happen to buy a couple bottles of both of those. Um, Similar style as Angel's Envy. That one checks in at 102 proof. And honestly, there was a lot of similarities between what I remember from Angel's Envy and this port finished one. Um, it was really, really cool. They also have a signature one called their Saint Bourbon, which is a barrel strength product. So it varies in proofs depending on the barrel, but it's usually at a higher proof than what is the Florida Straight. And that comes in at a higher price point, if you will. But also, too, I know that they said that that one's aged longer to try to achieve the higher proof level with it. So it was really kind of a cool stop. Again, nice to see a great example of a local distillery and doing a really good product, if you will.
Nice.
So it's three friends and they started a business and they still get along.
Hmm.
She didn't allude to any of that, but I think they're all three still in the business. Let's put it that way.
Uh,
Do they have photographic evidence against each other?
would
Again,
you would
didn't
you
get to
like
that
me
level of
to
questioning.
would you like me to change my background?
I'll have to go back down there and ask.
Right. You'll have to.
A road trip.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.